Namaste everyone, very good morning and welcome to your today's morning yoga session. I hope you all are doing well. I'm your coach Deepika Lalwani and today we are going to do a flow which is going to be slightly different from the what we did yesterday. And today I want to start with some facial exercises. All right. So as you know, our face is made up of so many muscles. And usually when we are working on the body, we tend to forget about the face. And as a result, your face starts to age faster than your body. So these are very simple exercises. I will just give you few of them, not too many, easy to remember. And you can practice them every single day to keep your facial muscles also active and healthy and prevent sagging and wrinkles on your face. Okay. So the first exercise starts like this. You have to bend your head back, get a stretch in the neck muscles, and just do the chewing movement with your jaw. Okay. So imagine that you're gasping for air, opening your mouth wide, and then close your mouth properly and lead the movement with your teeth. So this is going to work on the front part of your neck and your jawline. Let's do this about 25 times so that you get a little, just a little sore in this area. All right, done. So when you're doing the facial exercise, that time you have to remember that you have to continue the movement till the time you start feeling just a little bit of fatigue in that muscle and then you stop. Okay, don't go on till it becomes like really tired because then it's going to make your daily functioning difficult. Now I want you to use your index finger and thumb and open up your eyes really wide. And now use the muscles of your eyes to close your eyes or try to close your eyes. Because you're pulling your eyes open with your fingers. Now your eyelids, both upper and lower, will have to do extra work to close your eyes. Let's do this 10 times. Inhale, eyes wide open. Exhale, squeeze and close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep expanding your eyes with your fingers and working on the eyelid muscles. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. The next exercise is called fish face and that would work on your cheek muscles. So all you have to do is suck your cheeks into your mouth, make a pout with your lips, and then try to open and close your lips. So it's a very small movement. I hope you can still see it. It goes like this. Okay, so just suck your cheeks in and try to move your mouth, move your cheeks in and out to activate all your facial muscles. Let's do it 20 times because it's a much smaller movement. And relax. So when you're doing this exercise on your own, like right now we did only 20 repetitions because we have to finish our yoga flow in an hour. When you're practicing this on your own, you can do it more number of times. Okay. Next, let's do the opposite of this. So we were trying to suck the cheeks in. Now you will blow the cheeks out. So fill up air in your mouth. And now move that air from one side to the other like this. Okay. So imagine that you have water in your mouth. You can also do this exercise by filling water in your mouth. So right now we're doing it with air in the mouth. You can do it with water in the mouth and move the water from one side to the other. Exactly the way you do it when you're rinsing your mouth with water or mouthwash. Let's do this 10 times on each side. Keep your eyes open wide and move your eyes as you move your cheeks. Okay. Let's go. Inhale, fill up your mouth and move from one side to the other. Continue to breathe with your nose 20 times, 10 on each. And we're done. So these 4 exercises, if you remember, we started the jaw chewing movement, then we did the eye expansion and eye contraction, then we did the fish face, and then we did the blowing. And these 4 exercises will cover most of the muscles on your face. Let's now move to the shoulder area. And I want you to sit in Vajrasana if you're not already sitting in Vajrasana. Vajrasana is like this, your knees bent and your heels tucked under your hips. Now bring your hands behind your back and interlock your fingers. Push your chest out, open it as much as you can and lift your arms up. Bring the arms down and relax your shoulders. Got it? Simple exercise. Shoulders go away from the ears. Arms lift up. Chest opens up. Bring the arms down. Relax your chest and shoulders. So this exercise is a very good postural exercise. It helps in correcting your upper back posture, which is one of the biggest problems these days, all because of overuse of mobile phones and laptops. So do this 10 times now. Inhale, expand chest, pull the shoulders back, lift the arms up. 1 and back. Let's go slow and focus on the breath. 2 and down. 3 and down. Try to arch your back as much as possible for you, but also at the same time listening to your body, not making it uncomfortable. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on the 10th repetition, take your arms further away from your back and take it closer towards the floor. So we are not taking support on the floor yet, but opening up maximum. Look at the ceiling and hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, unlock, and shake up. All right, next we will keep the arms the way they were, behind the back, fingers interlocked, and we will take the head to the floor and try to open up the shoulders a little bit more. Inhale here, stretch the arms behind your back. Exhale, take your head to the floor and keep opening your shoulders further and further. But listen to your body, don't take your shoulders out of the socket. Okay, go slow, go easy. And from the forehead now move to the top of your head, lift up your hips. Keep opening, keep opening. Whatever is your maximum right now, go there. And stay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back from top of head to forehead. Bring the arms to the floor. Stay here and relax. Now bring your arms to the front in child pose. And in child pose, we will do side reaches. And when you do side reaches, you will feel a stretch right here. So outside of your armpit and under your armpit on the side. So there's this serratus muscle and your latissimus muscle is where you're going to feel the stretch. Another very important muscle that you need to work on if you want a good posture. So keep your head down. Reach both hands to the right side and then push your head down again. And hold it here for 10 seconds. Continue to take deep breaths. So when you're reaching to the right side, you will feel a stretch on the left. And now reach both the hands to the left side. Keep your upper body down, head down. And hold for 10 seconds. This time you will feel the stretch on the right side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center and just watch me once. So from child pose now, we will go into cat pose. And then we will come back into child pose. Okay, so now we are mobilizing the shoulder and the back by doing this movement. When you come in cat pose, now do it with me. When you come in cat pose, push the hip up, arch your back, and as you exhale, come back into child pose, push your hip into the heel. Keep going. This is 2. And back. 3. Back. 4. Back. Continue to take deep breaths. 5. And back. So when you breathe deeply throughout the movement, your muscles don't get tired easily because they keep getting enough oxygen to keep going on. That is why it's very important to breathe continuously. Last 3 times. Last 2. And last 1. And we come back in cat pose. Okay, so now in cat pose, check that your knees are hip distance apart. Your wrist, elbow, shoulder are in a straight line. And your hip and knee are in a straight line. Now without rotating your hip, which means when you lift your hip leg up right now, I don't want you to rotate from the hip. Just keep your hip the way it is, squared nicely. Lift the leg up, right leg. And as you exhale, bring the knee to your chest and round up your back and touch your nose on the knee. Okay? So imagine you have something on your knee and you want to smell it. So it's that. Smell your knee. Inhale, lift the leg up, arch your back without rotating. Exhale. Nose to knee, smell your knee. 1. Let's do 5 on each side. 2. This is a very good exercise for activating your hip muscles and also for your back. 3. Big breaths so that you don't feel tired. 4. And last one. 5. Smell your knee. And relax. Let's just sit back and relax for 3 deep breaths. And then we change sides. Okay, rest over. Let's go back into cat pose. Check the straight lines. Check the straight lines and check the distance between your knees. They should be hip width apart. Now let's do the left leg. Inhale, lift the leg up without rotating your hip. Exhale, bring the knee to chest and smell your knee. We repeat this 5 times. 1, 2, 'move slowly and breathe deeply. 3, 4, and last one, 5, and smell your knee and relax. Let's just sit back, relax one more time. Shake up your arms this time. And the next movement that we are going to do is a hip opener. So it is going to work on the mobility of your hip. So for this, you need to come back in cat pose. And this movement is called as fire hydrant. It's a funny movement because it looks like as if a dog is going to pee on a pole, right? So you have to keep your knee bent, lift it up sideways, and bring it back down to the floor. Got it? Now you know why it's called as fire hydrant. This way you are externally rotating your hip. Okay, so it is not necessary that you are able to go this high. It would depend on your hip mobility. So wherever your body allows, right now it would be this much, wherever it is. But make sure that you're not rotating your shoulders and doing some awkward angles to achieve like a big movement. Isolate your hips, all right? Let's go. 5 on each side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring back. Repeat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it back. This is 2 and 3 more to go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Slow is smart. 4. Deep breathe, inhale. Exhale down. Last repetition. Deep breathe, inhale, lift up. And exhale, bring it down. And rest for a bit. Stretch your shoulders quickly. Because we have been constantly putting a weight on the shoulders, it's a good idea to stretch them once and shake up the arms. And then let's go back in the cat pose and do the fire hydrant on other side. Okay? Ready? Inhale, lift the knee up. Exhale, bring it back down. Remember, not going teda meda, maintaining a good posture. 2 and down. Keep your shoulders facing down towards the earth. 3, 4, and last one, 5, and down. From here now, start opening up your knees sideways. Go as wide as possible. And while you're doing that, don't shift your hips forward. Keep it in line with your knees. And then come down on your elbows. So another hip opener in fire hydrant, you were doing one hip at a time. Now we're trying to open both the hips simultaneously. So there are very small muscles around your hip that get tight because of long sitting hours. And this posture is going to open up. This is called as frog straddle. And this opens up your muscles around the hip. If you can go further apart, move your knees further apart. I'm also going to show it to you from a different angle so that you know what we're doing. We're just taking the knees as far apart as possible and coming down on the elbow in a frog straddle. Now, wherever is your maximum stretch, hold it there. And we'll count till 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come up. and bring your knees together. And now sit on your hips. So we did the frog straddle, opened up the inner side of your legs and did an external rotation on the hip. Now let's do internal rotation on the hips. All right, so what you're going to do is sit with your feet in the front and drop both the knees to the left side. Keep your back upright, and now your right leg will stretch out and go back. So you are in pigeon pose, okay? Let's try it again from the top. So we are here, sitting on our sit bones, hip bones. Drop both the knees to the left side. Excuse me. And then straighten up your right leg, take it behind you. This is called as pigeon stretch or Kapotasana. And here, your right hip is now rotated internally. Left hip is still outward. Now, I want you to slowly take your forehead to the floor or as close to the floor as possible for you. And stay here. Feeling a stretch on the outer side of your left hip. And in the front of your right thigh. So your quadricep, right quadricep and left side outer hip. Deep breathe 10 times. And then see if you can touch your forehead on the floor. See if that is possible for you. Now come up on your palms, straighten up your back completely. And now see if you can bend the right knee. Extend and bend 5 times. And this is going to open up your quadricep area and also your hip flexor muscle, which again is a muscle which connects your upper and lower body, and it gets really shortened and tightened when you continuously sit for long hours. So let's do this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and come back to the starting position. Now let's drop down our knees to the right side. Straighten up the left leg. And get a nice stretch on the outer side of right hip and left side quadricep muscle, front of your thigh. Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Now see if you can go down on your forearms or wherever you can go, whatever is your maximum, and then take your head down. If possible, take your head to the floor and relax completely in this pose. Now slowly come up and let's bend and extend the left leg. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come back to center and sit in butterfly or Baddha Konasana. So now your hips must be feeling really opened up and your butterfly movement will become better butterfly, right? Move your wings up and down, let the outer part of your thighs touch the floor. That is again, if your body allows it. And now we're going to push the knees downward using our forearms and elbows. And we will go in a complete forward bend. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, keeping your back long. Go in a complete forward bend. Getting maximum stretch around your hip areas. And stay here. Deep breathe. And whenever you exhale, you go a little more further into the stretch. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, go a little more down into the stretch and eventually try to reach your forehead to the floor. We'll do about 20 more seconds here. If you want, you can close your eyes and focus on the stretch that you're feeling around your hips and in your lower back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up. Slowly come up and sit up tall. Okay, now I want you to come back in cat pose, and from there we will go into a downward dog position. So this is your cat pose. Now tuck your toes in. So in cat pose, we keep our feet like this, top of the foot on the floor. Now you tuck your toes and bring the sole of your foot towards the floor. Lift your knees and push your heels down. And just watch me once. So I'm not just pushing my heels down, I'm also pushing down from the head and the shoulders, trying to get maximum length around the spine. Hold it here and take 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And from here, step your right foot forward and drop down the left knee, coming into Ashwa Sanchalan. So Ashwa means a horse and Sanchalan means controlling a horse. So this is like a horse riding position. Your left leg is straight, right knee is bent, and make sure that your ankle is in line with the knee. Now come up on your fingertips and keep your chest open. Hold it here for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back. Let's go back into downward dog position. And switch side, bring the left leg forward and go into Ashwa Sanchalan. Drop down the right knee. Straighten up your back. Fingertips on the floor. Imagine you're riding a horse and hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back into cat pose. Sit back in child pose and just relax your nervous system. Give it 5 to 10 seconds. Take deep breaths. So Ashwa Sanchalan pose also helps in opening up your hip flexor muscle and your quadriceps, the front of your legs. So we'll just sit here 5 more seconds and then we move on to the next posture. And I want your hands on the mat again. And we will straight away go into upward dog or Urdhva Mukh Svanasana. So you must have seen the dog stretch on the street. It is similar to that. Drop down your hip, close to the floor, keep your chest open and your back as upright as possible. Look up and hold. Very good stretch for your back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax in child pose for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now come back and sit in Gomukhasana. We did this yesterday. So your left heel outside the right hip and right heel outside the left hip, knees stacked on top of each other. Now bring your hands to the floor. Shift your weight slightly forward. Allow your hips to open up a little bit more. and then we do Garunasana. So we are not doing Gomukhasana today. We are doing Garunasana. And for that, you need to sit back upright. Great. So to go in Garunasana, you need to stack your right elbow on top of your left elbow and wind your arms around each other like a DNA strand and lift your elbows up. Close your eyes, enjoy the stretch. You will feel a stretch between your shoulder blades and around your shoulders. Hold for 20 seconds. Continue to take deep breaths. And release. And from here we move into Agni Stambhasana. Agni Stambh means the log of wood that was used for burning when there was no LPG. And for that you need to bring your foot, your heel away from the hip, knee 90-degree bend, other knee also 90-degree bend, and your right heel sitting on top of the left knee but slightly above the knee. Okay? So now your shins are parallel to each other and take your hands to the floor, shift your weight forward. And now allow your body to go down as much as possible for you right now. Wherever is your maximum, keep going down. Elbows bending 90-degree. Fingertips on the floor. And wherever is your maximum, you stop there and take 5 deep breaths. 1. If your fingers are getting tired, bring your palm on the floor. That's okay. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Slowly come up. Very well done. Let's change side now. So right leg goes under, left leg comes over, heels outside the hip and knees stacked on top of each other. Now bring the left elbow on top of right elbow. The opposite of what we did last time. Wind your arms with each other like DNA. Lift your elbows up and forward. Getting a nice stretch around your shoulders and shoulder blades. Deep breathe and hold for 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind and let's go into Agni Stambhasana. Keeping your shins parallel to each other. Knees bent for about 90-degree. This time your left foot is on top of the right knee but slightly above the knee. Hands on the floor, fingertips on the floor. Start bending forward. So there is a difference between sitting cross-legged and sitting in Agni Stambh. And the difference is that the heel is far away from your groin or your pubic bone. Whereas when you sit with your legs crossed, the heel comes right here into the groin or into the pubic bone. Keep it away. Keep both knees 90-degree bend. Shins parallel. Fingertips on the floor. And start bending forward as you exhale. Feel a nice stretch around your outer hip, outer thigh, outer part of your knee, ankles, everything is stretching. If your fingers are getting tired, come on your palm, keep going down. Find your maximum and stay there for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push the floor and come back. Nice. Now let's lie on the back and do last few postures and then we move into pranayama practice. So lie on the back and straighten up your legs. First of all, shake them up and relax your hips because we did a lot of hip openers today. Free up your hips, shake up your legs. Okay, and now bend your right knee and bring your shin parallel to the floor. Now with the knee, you will draw big circles in the air. Okay, so still working on the hip mobility but in a lying down position. Ready? Let's draw clockwise circles first without moving the upper body, only moving the leg. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reset your starting position and let's go anti-clockwise now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when you bend your knee, you automatically lead the movement with the hips. Now drop your hips towards outside. Okay, drop the knee away from the body. With your right hand, push your knee down, getting maximum external rotation in your right hip. Make sure that your left hip is down into the floor. If you want, you can press it with the left hand and take deep breaths. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up and extend the leg. Now bend the left knee, shins parallel to the floor. And let's start drawing big clockwise circles first 5 times. Make sure you are leading the movement from your hip and not from the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you hear any knocking sounds in the hip right now, that's okay. Your hips are just opening up. Enjoy that sound. 1, anti-clockwise now. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reset the starting position and drop down your knees sideways, away from your body. With your left hand, push your left knee down. With your right hand, if you want, you can push your pelvic bone down. Hold it here for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the starting point and extend the leg. Shake up your hips again, relax. And now bend both the knees, bring both the shins parallel to the floor, and we move both the hips together, okay? Clockwise. Now keep your upper body completely grounded. You can use your arms to support upper body so that it's not tossing from side to side. Move both the knees in clockwise direction. Lead this movement with your hips. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's change direction to anti-clockwise and do 5. 1, 2, I hope you're breathing. 3, 4 and 5. Now drop both the knees sideways into sleeping butterfly position. Keep your toes together. Hold your feet with your hand and keep opening up your knees wider. So we did the butterfly position in sitting position. Now we're doing butterfly pose in lying down position. Keep pushing your knees further and further away from each other. And wherever is your maximum, hold it there. And then stay for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 11. Now bring your right knee on the outside of your chest. Bring your hand to the sole of your right foot and pull. So when you're pulling, don't extend your leg, keep your knee bent and just pull the knee closer towards the floor and hold it there. Deep breathe. Release and relax. Change side. Bring the left knee outside your rib cage. Left hand to the sole of your foot and pull it down. So we're doing half happy baby stretch on each side. Very relaxing stretch for your back and your hips. And now we move to full happy baby stretch, which means we are going to pull both the legs together and take the knees to the side of your chest. And why is this called as a happy baby stretch is obviously because babies, when they are happy in playful mood, they lie like this and they stretch themselves. Hold it here for 10 seconds. Make sure your tailbone area, the muscles around your tailbone are relaxed. Your upper back is relaxed and you're feeling a nice stretch around your head. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back. Turn to your side and come up in a sitting position. So with that, we're done with the yoga flow. I hope you're feeling much free in the hips. Your shoulders are feeling more open. And we move to our pranayama practice. So sit in any comfortable meditative position. Sukhasana, Padmasana, or Padmasana, whatever is comfortable for you. And upright your back. Let's learn one mudra that is going to increase your metabolism and help you shed fat like anything. This third finger or your ring finger and your thumb pressing down from the center of the ring finger like this. Rest of the 3 fingers completely straight. Okay, and this is called as Agni Mudra, and it balances the Agni element in your body, and it also increases your metabolism. So if you have any digestive issues, if your stomach is not functioning properly, Agni Mudra will help, and it also will help in weight loss, fat loss. But not just doing this mudra, all right? Doing other things, and this mudra will push the weight loss. So push it down, and back is upright. Let's try to do Kapalbhati breathing with Agni Mudra. And how do you do Kapalbhati breathing? Is that you take a short inhale and then you exhale sharply with your mouth closed. And as you exhale sharply, you also contract your abdominal muscles sharply. Just close your eyes and try it once. Alright, so we are trying to here use our abdominal muscles to push the air out of the lungs as we sharply exhale. Now, if you have any blood pressure issues or a history of stroke, avoid Kapalbhati practice. If your blood pressure just fluctuates mildly, you can still practice Kapalbhati breathing. but reduce the force. So instead of going really hard exhaling, make it slightly softer like this. All right. If there is no such issue, continue your practice with full force. Let's start it now and do about 50 strokes. If you get tired, stop in between, take a few deep breaths, and then resume Kapalbhati. 3, 2, 1, start. And relax. Take a few inhale, exhale, relax your fingers, relax your palms. And let us now practice Nadi Shodhan Pranayam or alternate nostril breathing. Bring your right hand to your face. Put your middle finger right where you put a tika or bindi. That is your third eye chakra. Right side nostril is closed with your thumb. Left side nostril is closed with your ring finger. And in Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, we always start the first inhale with the right nostril. So lift up your thumb. Take a deep inhale through the right nostril. Now close both your nostrils and hold your breath for 5 seconds. Lift up the ring finger and exhale through the left nostril. Now inhale from the left nostril. Close the nostrils, hold your breath and exhale from the right nostril. This is how you do Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. Left hand, make Chinna Mudra, index finger and thumb together, palm facing up. Alright, so now for the next 5 minutes, I want you to sit quietly with your hand in Nasagra Mudra and practice Nadi Shodhan Pranayam with full concentration on your breath and how your body is moving as you inhale and exhale. This is going to improve your mental concentration and your focus, and it is going to calm down your mind. In this practice, if your mind starts to divert, starts to run here and there, just be gentle and bring your mind back to your breath and carry on with the practice. Got it? Let's start now. Remember that after every inhale, you have to hold your breath for 5 seconds. Allow the maximum absorption of oxygen to happen, and then you exhale. As your mind calms down, you will be able to hear the sound of your breath more prominently. And as your breathing becomes even, your breath will sound like the ocean waves, and this will calm down your mind even further. Now relax and lie down in Shavasana or the corpse pose. And if you don't know what Shavasana is, you can look at me or otherwise keep your eyes closed. You have to just lie on your back with your feet about 2 feet apart and hands at a comfortable distance from your body. And once you're lying down in Shavasana, just follow my instructions as I guide you into Yoga Nidra. So in Shavasana, first become aware of your body. Become aware of your entire body from the tip of your toe to the top of your head, and feel the weight of your body on the surface that you're lying on. Become aware of the floor underneath that surface. Become aware of the walls and the ceiling and the spatial position of your body. Now, focus on the right side of your body. Relax your right foot, right big toe, all other toes, sole of your right foot, top of your right foot, your ankle, right knee, right thigh, right hip. Relax the right side of your abdomen, right side of your waist, right side of your chest, right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, palm of your right hand, thumb of your right hand, all the fingers, and the back of your right hand. Now observe the entire right side of your body and feel a complete stillness in the right side. Now shift your attention to the left side of your body. Relax your foot, relax your big toe, all other toes, sole of your left foot, top of the foot, ankle, calf, left knee, left thigh, left hip, left side of your abdomen, left side of your waist, left side of your chest, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, palm of your hand, thumb of your hand, index finger, all other fingers, back of your hand. Observe your left side completely and feel a deep sense of relaxation and stillness in the left side of your body. Now focus on your back. Relax your shoulders completely. Relax your upper back, middle of your back, and your lower back. Relax your neck and relax all the facial muscles. And as your body completely relaxes, feel the weight of your body on the floor and feel it increasing and feel your body sinking into the floor. Your body is completely relaxed and completely still. Observe your body lying still on the floor. Now observe your abdomen as you inhale and as you exhale. Inhale, navel rises. Exhale, navel falls. Start counting your breath in your abdomen and keep repeating to yourself like this. 27, navel rises. 27, navel falls. 26, navel rises. 26, navel falls. 25, navel rises. 25, navel falls. And so on. Continue to count till 1. And if you make a mistake, start over from 27. Now stop counting and shift your attention to your chest area. As you inhale, your chest expands. As you exhale, your chest contracts. Now start counting your breaths in the chest area. Inhale, chest expands. Exhale, chest contracts. Counting backwards from 27 to 1. 27, chest expands. 27, chest contracts. 26, chest expands. 26, chest contracts. 25, chest expands. 25, chest contracts. And so on and so forth. Do not make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, start counting over from 27 again. Now shift your attention to your throat and your nose and just observe your breath as it travels into your nose and your throat. Again, start counting from 27. 27, breath goes in. 27, breath goes out. 26, breath goes in. 26, breath goes out. 25, breath goes in. 25, breath goes out. And so on till you reach 1. Now your body and your breath is completely relaxed, and I am going to give you some visualizations, and you will try and imagine these things and involve all your senses in this visualization. Starting from now, a burning candle, a burning candle, a burning candle, birds across the sunset, birds across the sunset, birds across the sunset, Egyptian pyramids, Egyptian pyramids, Egyptian pyramids, stars in the night sky, stars in the night sky, stars in the night sky, snow-capped mountains, snow-capped mountains, snow-capped mountains, heavy rainfall, heavy rainfall, heavy rainfall, endless desert, endless desert, endless desert, waves crashing on a secluded beach, waves crashing on a secluded beach, waves crashing on a secluded beach, restless ocean, restless ocean, ever so restless ocean. With these visualizations, now your mind is completely relaxed. And your Yoga Nidra practice for today is complete. Take your time and slowly start moving your fingers. Stretch your arms. Start moving your toes next. Stretch your legs. Slowly turn to the left side of your body. Keep your eyes closed. And come back to a sitting position. Bring your palms in Namaskar Mudra. Now rub your palms together, make them warm, and with your warm palms, massage your eyes, forehead, chin, shoulders, thighs, and massage around your knees. Bring your palms together again and just think of any three things that you are grateful for today. And with that attitude of gratitude, slowly open up your eyes and come back to the present moment. With that, our today's yoga practice is complete, and I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Whenever you practice Yoga Nidra or meditation, always, once you come out of it, practice gratitude. The empty space that you create by meditation, always fill it up with positive and happy thoughts, grateful thoughts, and then move on with your day. Don't do something immediately after which would stress or impact your mind too much, because after meditation and yoga nidra, your mind is completely fresh like a baby. So you better treat it like a child. Give it some good thoughts, grateful thoughts, and then go on and do everything else that you need to do. Okay, so thank you so much for having me over, and I will see you again tomorrow at 9 a.m.